This week on Route 66. Here's your host, Tim Clark.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of This Week on Route 66. My name's Tim Clark, and I'll be your host today. We've got a lot of material to go through, and we're going to start off in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to visit with Rhys Martin, who is the president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association. So, Rhys, what's going on in Oklahoma?
Oh, we have a lot going on here. As we get closer to the centennial, I feel like time just keeps going faster and faster, from marketing to preservation to just making sure we're ready for all the folks that are sure to come to our borders. It's an exciting time.
Now, I've heard something about something going on with the Ribbon Road. I don't understand all the details. Can you fill us in on what's going on with the Ribbon Road?
Sure. So the Ribbon Road, for folks that don't know, is a small section of Route 66 in far northeast Oklahoma, just outside of Miami. It's 9 feet wide. That's where it gets its name. And it was actually paved before Route 66 was established by a few years. So it's been there for quite a long time. Well, Ottawa County up there is wanting to mill out the road. It's in pretty bad shape, admittedly, but we've been trying to encourage them over the last couple of years to preserve the road, patch it, do something so that it doesn't lose the historic integrity it's had for over 100 years. But unfortunately, they've decided that they are going to go ahead. They're going to mill out the asphalt. They're going to repave the shoulders and do some things that we think are going to fundamentally change the road for the worse.
So, kind of like with classic cars, they're only original once. And that's the way I would relate to this piece of the Ribbon Road. Now, how many miles long is this?
This little section is about 3 miles. And if anybody that's listening that has driven that, you'll know about 2 miles of it's really rough. Lots of gravel, lots of patches. But there's about 1 mile segment of it that's still in really good shape. You can very clearly see the road and the concrete and asphalt difference and things like that. But the whole section is about 3 miles.
Is there, in your opinion, a better alternative for the future of this section of the road?
Well, honestly, anything that doesn't involve removing it. Patching the existing asphalt, even putting a lane next to it and leaving the old road in the condition that it's in. You know, the plan they have now, which is taking out the asphalt, putting new asphalt in, paving the shoulders, it's going to look like any other road with just kind of an odd turn lane in the middle. And so, we've presented several different recommendations. Which, I mean, as a nonprofit dedicated to preservation, we can recommend, but the county, who has actual decision authority, does plan to proceed with milling it out.
Is there any way for citizens to get involved and to maybe considering alternative ideas?
So the town of Miami, their mayor, is very engaged, wanting to preserve the road, so we're happy to have him as an ally. We have a change.org petition, folks that are signing. Again, I mean, what kind of weight does that carry? I can't really speak to that, but it does show that it's more than just a few folks in Oklahoma that consider this road special. So if you go to oklahomaroute66.com/ribbon, it's got contact information for the county commissioners, that petition you can sign, and a little more information on how you can help.
Well, thank you, Rhys, for the information about the Ribbon Road. Now, in just a moment, we're going to talk about the new capital of Route 66. But first, Nick, can you tell our viewers how they can participate in future episodes of This Week on Route 66?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Do you have an announcement, a news item, or a product promotion that you'd like to share with the Route 66 community? There are 3 different options for you to share your information. Option 1, call into our studio hotline anytime, any day, and record your voice message. Or Option 2, call in for a voice conversation with a host. Or Option 3, schedule an online video interview. It's free and a fun way to get your information out to the Route 66 community. See our Facebook page for more information. And now back to Tim for more This Week on Route 66.
Thank you, Nick. Now, Rhys, I've heard some information about Route 66 getting a new capital. That sounds exciting. What's that story?
Yeah, really exciting here. A lot of different towns have different names for their place on the road. It's kind of part and parcel of being on the main street of America. Back in 2018, there was an informal online poll held by Route 66 News that asked that question, if there was a capital, what town would it be? And Tulsa came out on top of that. And so that got the Tulsa Route 66 Commission in town talking about, okay, well, is anyone else using that title? No. And so they went through a multi-year process to get that trademarked. And so Tulsa is now known as the capital of Route 66. For me personally, it's, hopefully people are going to see that and ask, well, what does that mean? Because, Route 66 doesn't have like a capital on the map, right? So hopefully they'll look at it, look at Tulsa's history, see that it's the home of Cyrus Avery. The US 66 Highway Association was founded here in 1927. And the city's invested a lot of money in Route 66 over the last 20 years. So it's a little bit of old, a little bit of new. And what's good for Tulsa is good for Sapulpa, is good for Catoosa. And, so I'm really excited about it.
I was going to follow up with that. Now, this is a big deal. And how do you think this will affect Tulsa and the surrounding communities?
Well, hopefully it gets people to ask what makes Tulsa the capital, what's so special about it. They'll see all the things that are happening here, both on and off the road, and spend more time here. And that means they'll spend more time in Oklahoma. Everything here is operated on sales tax revenue, so that's excellent news. But also, I know the city's already pursuing a lot of interesting merchandise that has capital Route 66 on it. And as a collector of pens and stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of that.
So do you think there'll be a capital of Route 66 logo or anything?
Haven't seen a logo, but I do have a bumper sticker here they produced for the AAA Route 66 Road Fest that you can see has capital of Route 66. You got Buck Adams there, as well as a couple of our neon signs. So they're already off to the races with it.
I like that. Now, the nearest thing I can come up with to the capital of Route 66 is the birthplace of Route 66, Springfield, Missouri. So now Tulsa will be officially the capital of Route 66. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was happy that Springfield, Missouri gave us a really nice quote for that title, acknowledging it and saying, we're the birthplace, you can have capital because this is where it's got its number. So a little bit of playful competition.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing your time with us, Rhys, and appreciate you coming on and telling us about the Ribbon Road and also the Capitol. And you can follow updates at www.oklahomaroute66.com.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching This Week on Route 66. Feel free to share this video link with your friends and family, and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep getting your kicks on Route 66.